M.A.S.K. Oh boy. Is this the ultimate return of a vintage toy line? We're going to find out. Make sure you stay tuned. We got the SDCC. Peace. I'm excited. Now, mobile defense unit. We'll get into that. If you recognize that as being the incorrect name, you would be correct. So let's see if it's the ultimate return, if it's worth the money. We'll look at the box. We're going to look at the stuff inside. We'll dive right in. All right. All right, so it's time to take a look at this. First, we'll check out the box real quick and just see, how well the box, the artwork looks. And if you can hear that on the microphone already, it is a little squishy. It does have plastic. There's no styrofoam like the old vintage. So that's one of the things I would say. But I mean, styrofoam's not good, right? So, yeah. So as you can see here, it does come with both of the original figures from the vintage Rhino. It's gonna be Matt Trakker and Bruce Sato. So the bonus here is it's gonna come with T-Bob and Scott Trakker. Now this is an SDCC piece. From what I understand, it's supposed to have metallic paint and these two figures as a bonus. They did go back later and they said they vac metaled everything that was satin, which was vac metaled in the 80s. We're gonna look at that. But right now, like I said, stick to the box. Trying to get off track too much. I love the artwork. The box is very, very glossy, as you can see here in the images, obviously. Now, I want to point something out to you. You see the black missile here. This is what we had here in the States. Most of the vehicles did anyways. But on the back, I'll show you a different missile. And that is supposed to come from overseas. It's going to be silver. So I'm assuming that's what's in the packaging. But, again, mobile defense unit. It is Rhino, as most of you will remember it as. But they didn't have the name available, so they went with the mobile defense unit. And they couldn't do, out of the 4 vehicles from Wave 1, they were only able to do, 2 of the vehicles with a regular name. So you had the Thunderhawk, which comes with Matt Trakker figure. Obviously, it's a different outfit, but they were able to do Thunderhawk with that, and the Condor, which I do have. I'll bring that in real quick. With Brad Turner, they were able to keep the name on that, but with Miles Mayhem, Miles, it's the Wolf version, the helmet and all, but that particular vehicle used to be Switchblade. It's now called the High-Tech Helicopter. So, they couldn't use all the names, which kind of sucks, but, take it however I can get it. But you can see the packaging looks decent. I love how they only left, Kenner here on the front. They didn't put, Little Subjects or Hasbro didn't put their name here on the front. Now, on the very top right corner, it's got BST, the Ejection, which is like Little Subject's newer logo in the last few years with some of their figures. It does say tractor rig. It does have multiple languages, so I'm assuming the box is not going to be regional. It's going to be for wherever they're shipping it to, because it does have multiple languages, as far as I can tell here. On the top, mobile defense unit again with the vintage logo. It does have some accessories here. You can see some smoke coming out of the stacks. And so it shows the rig quickly converts over to a mobile defense unit, which makes sense why they would call it that. And of course, the rear separates for an all-terrain vehicle with dual suspension. Pretty cool stuff, man. And then, if I can move this here. Yeah, so on the top, the scanner swivels 360 degrees, just like the vintage. And it shows the missile. Now this shows silver, which is kind of interesting because it's a fire missile, a touch of a button. And then it does have a winch. It shows here. And I believe that hand cranks, because there's no batteries or anything for this. But when we get to the back, my box is kind of coming apart here. I cut one side to try to get ready to open it, and it just came out. So it's all good. Again, the smokestacks, they're going to be molded in like a clearish plastic. We'll check those out. the rear end, the all-terrain vehicle. You can see here that the missile is silver. So we'll see. They show black on one and they show silver on this. I don't know if the regular version without the SDCC stuff is going to come with the black. I haven't pulled this out yet, so I don't know if this does. I haven't watched any reviews. I'm trying not to spoil nothing, so I wanted to really be into it and excited. Like right now, I'm ready to get into it, ready to open it up. But yeah, so the extra masks, I do want to comment on those because the Condor came with 2 masks on. Let's see here. Let me see. Yeah, he came with 2, and the effects, which are pretty cool. You know, the only thing is the masks are kind of tight on the Brad Turner, so I worry about over time with paint, which I'll make sure, you know, I'll go over that and see. But these right here have like these don't detach, and they're supposed to be like, you know, version 1 of these had a short mask, and then later, I guess due to some like choking hazards, they went to a longer mask. So when they redid them, they put, like, you can see where this is a little bit longer than this one, and we'll get into that in review. But they do have the effects of what they would do in the cartoon. They're supposed to have a little more articulation in the figures. We'll check that out, see how they look. But yeah, so and it even shows here the RAM on the front. Like I said, the box is so damn big. Let's see. Yeah. So the powerful front mounted vibration cannons. Is that what this is? Yeah, it does. The smoke effect attachments, and then the power RAM. Yeah, there's that right there. So this will come out. It does have an ejector seat. That's supposed to work as well. We're going to see how that does. But yeah, we're going to take it out, check it out. Hopefully you guys can stick around and see the T-Bob and the Scott Trakker. I will say that little subjects, they'll reach, if you reach out to them, they will respond sometimes. I tried to find out if this was going to come by itself later, which naturally I don't think they're going to tip their hat when they're trying to get you to buy this. But I wanted to see if this was worth purchasing. These are very expensive. I'm going to say that. That's my opinion. You can have yours. I think they're a great price, but they are expensive. And they're, you know, they're not little. I mean they're little, they're small, but they're not, you know. But I don't know if they're over $100. Not small. You know what I mean? So I'll get it all pulled out and get it set up, and we'll take a look at it. Let's do it. All right, so real quick before I break it all out and get it put down in pieces, I did want to show you how it comes real quick in this one just piece of, you know, one container here. It all is like in this formed plastic piece with the little plastic window. Looks really nice. It is the silver missile here, which is going to be like a nod, I believe, to Overseas release that came with that color. It's really cool. I don't see a metallic finish. Again, now some of this stuff was rumors. I really never got like direct answers. If you did, let me know if you saw it posted. I'm pretty sure I saw it or heard it was going to be metallic for the Comic-Con exclusive, which this is. But anyway, they did say that they were going to go back in vac metal. They heard everybody's voice. People were upset because it was all satin, like painted silver. They did vac metal it. So you can see here, like the gas tanks, the step ups here, the mirrors, the smokestacks, let's see, the tanks, just, you know, the RAM, especially that, the horns, the canisters here on the side, everything, the rims, everything is vac metal. So hey, shout out to them for at least doing that. And then we've got T-Bob over here. We're going to see how he looks, get him out of the package. This is my favorite mask here. I'm excited to get this out. So I just wanted to go ahead and show it to you real quick just so you could see it. And for anyone who is interested, I'll show you the inside of the box too. Like, I don't know if this matters to anyone. Maybe not. But it's just a straight up plain white. Just inside. It's nothing special. It is very... Let me see if I can get this to go up real quick. Bear with me here. There we go. You can see it's very, it's very, very flimsy. So you're not, you know, don't expect anything too crazy. It does the job, but all right, we'll pull it all out and get it set up. All right, so we've got the Rhino out now, or excuse me, the Mobile Defense Unit. Got to remember that Mobile Defense Unit. So Now you see it all out. You see me. I show the box. You know, the video just cuts. I've been away for a few hours. It's like one. You can't see the time on the watch here, but it's 1:30 a.m. on the 23rd. So I was just a few hours ago when I got done with the box showing that off. I found out that the YouTuber that I enjoy watching, Adam the Woo, passed away at 51 years old. And I just wanted to just say to, you know, his family, his friends, all of his supporters, subscribers, people who've crossed his path, give my love to all of you. And what a great gentleman, great guy, just fantastic dude. And 51 years old, amassed a great deal of wealth and was doing well, was traveling outside the country recently, going and doing things. And, you know, money doesn't mean anything, I guess. You know, well, not guess, but we all know that at the end of the day. We all want to have it, but, you know, it's just, man, it's tough. So, anyway, R.I.P. to Big Adam the Woo. And he wanted us to move on, man. You know, join me, shall you? With a hot piping cappuccino or coffee or whatever it is you enjoy. Maybe a cold brew. I don't know. But anyway, so I just wanted to pay my respects for a moment. And I've been talking to some people, replying to some people. That's why I kind of. But I don't want to let this review get, you know, like down. I want it to still be popping and ready to go. That's what Adam wants. So let's get into it. So first of all, right out of the box here, what you're looking at is $200. Now I want you to really think for a second here. At $200 to you, it's $175, $174.99. You got to pay tax depending on where you are. You know, 4%, 11%, 7%, whatever. Yeah, whatever. But that and shipping. So let's say $200. Okay. Now, I was looking at this version versus the non-SDCC version. And apparently they're the same trucks because I thought it was supposed to be metallic. Now, again, I think I commented earlier, say, you know, let me know if you heard that, if it was a rumor, if it wasn't. But the truck is the same as, you know, the non-SDCC version. And I believe there may be two aspects that are different. And one will be this missile here, and one will be the launcher that it goes into. And when I pull it apart, we'll look at that. And then later, when we get the other one, we'll review that and we'll compare. But, you know, this does have Scott Trakker and T-Bob here. And while they're great, you know, I was looking, it's $50 difference between this and the regular version. It doesn't have these two figures here. So you just eliminate T-Bob and Scott, and you change this to black. And I believe the inside launcher may be different as well, but that's it. So that's $50. You're saying that's the paint scheme on this, and then the two figures here, it's $50. Now let's say you don't buy that. You don't buy this. You stick to just the regular version. That leaves you almost to $65 to buy the Thunderhawk, which comes with another mat tracker and a different outfit. So, you know, you need to weigh out kind of what you're looking for, what you want. This is supposed to be a limited release, and that's what the box says. You know, whatever. Now, a couple things I want to point out right away. For one, my door. My door here, you can't really see it right from, you know, this far back, but the door will not stay closed. It just won't close. I don't know why. There is a little mold mark right here where they broke it off from the mold. Is this going to be a big deal for me? No. The second thing are the stickers. The stickers are not on this. And, you know, you may say, that's okay. But I suck at putting on stickers. Like, I'm not good at it. I don't care if I have tweezers. I don't care if I have whatever guidance, whatever the deal is. So I suck at that. The instructions are here, which look very vintage. It looks great. It does show the mobile defense unit in the tractor rig, conventional mode. Then it shows the defense unit in the action mode. So I feel like from my childhood, I had this. I remember how it works. So what we're going to do is we're going to move the figures out of the way and show the truck off, or we're going to do the figures first. While we have it right here, let me go and show you. Let me show you the stuff here in the front, and then we'll cut it and we'll do the truck, because that's where the action is. The truck, really. I mean, so you have the smokestacks, nice little clear print, kind of smokish color. They'll go in here. They fit pretty decently, and you can give it a nice effect, which is really cool. Comes two of those. Now, when you put those into the combat mode, and you put these down, the smokestacks, you have these blast effects, which look really cool. So we'll check those out once we get to that transformation. Then you have this, it says TV set. Now this is it's a heavy item. I'm interested to see how this thing shoots. I mean, I don't know. It's got a nice matte finish to it. It looks great. So I don't know if this is worth the extra $50. We'll see. My matte tracker does not look good, in my opinion. If I can, maybe. All right, come on, dude. Don't do this to me. Anyway, he's just not great. Now, you may say, well, he's only 3 3/4 or 2 whatever the hell he is. I don't know, but okay. So the Bruce Sato, if you look at him, all right, maybe get this to focus here. I mean, look at him. He looks fantastic, in my opinion. This just doesn't look great. I mean, it's all personal preference. It just doesn't look great. Now, earlier I made a comment about the helmet on the Condor, not fitting too well. It was kind of tight. I have placed these helmets on these masks, whatever mask, and they do fit pretty well. So I'm not too worried, about the nose rubbing and the hair paint coming off. Now, this isn't something I'm going to actively play with. So I'm just going to, if you've watched my videos before, I kind of set it and forget it. So now here's where the money comes in. T-Bob and Scott Trakker. So we're going to see here. First and foremost, remember, $200 to get to you. I understand companies want you to say the MSRP or the retail price for, suggested whatever, or whatever somebody's selling it for. Big Bad has it for $175 with tariff cost. I don't give a damn. If you want to get it to you, you got to pay tax and shipping. Whether it's the $4 or the $10 FedEx or $20, whatever you pay, it's going to be $200 right off the jump. This leg has paint on it. And this is supposed to be, remember, this is the special figure. This set, not these. These are all day long, okay? Helmets and all. This is the special set. And look at this, man. And I tried scraping it off, but I'm afraid if I keep going, it may even be scraped. He may be all done in this blue, and maybe it's below the pants, the actual color here. I can't really tell. But I will say this. You see, this is gummy. So if I can get it on camera. I can't move it. I can move it short if I wanted to, probably, but I don't want to take a chance. But I don't want to swing it and break anything. The arms are fixed. He does move barely here. You can see it. I mean, I could probably push a little harder, but he's very gummy. Mine is anyways. I mean, not gummy. It's hard to, the legs aren't gummy. The arms are. The head sculpt looks very decent. Looks good. Remember, this is what you're paying for. That's what I'm trying to drive home here. I want to make sure you're seeing. So T-Bob, traditional T-Bob toy version. The top of the head does a complete 360. It'll spin all the way around. Okay, that's great, right? I don't know if it's $50. We'll press him down like he's supposed to, go into his little car mode, little bike mode, whatever transportation you want to call it. His arms pull out. They should. Yep, they do. This one, there we go. They come out a little further. I don't know why, because once you put Scott on the back, there's 2 pegs here. Now the pegs are very close together, so you kind of have to kind of push his legs together, which are not natural for his pose. Let's see if we can get it to stay, which I know we can't because the pegs are tight. But he just kind of sits on there like he's I don't know the right word. What's the point in pulling these out for like handrails or handlebars if the dude can't really? I mean, if you try to bend him over, I don't know. But you see how he goes on. There's 2 pegs. I'll show you the pegs here in a second. I didn't show that. But that's the mode. So that's how he sits. I mean, is that really worth the extra $50? I don't know. I mean, I know. I'm gonna say no. I'm asking you what you think, really. I mean, I don't know what you feel is worth it. Take him off. There are the pegs. Push the arms here back in. Push the legs back down, or the wheels, or whatever. And there he is. All right, a little tight. They don't want to go in. There we go. Damn, it's like I'm about to break it. They do spin 360. They spin all the way around his hands. But you saw how far they pull out. Go back in. So you have T-Bob and you have Scott Trakker. They're cool. And while they are cool, for $50, again, I think, the Silver Missile or Gray, matte gray, probably giving homage to like or paying homage to the, is that even the right word, to the overseas version. I'm assuming that's what that is. That's what I've read. I don't know for sure. You can correct me in the comments. I'd welcome that. I'm not sure this is worth the extra $50. And I've already said no. I'm just saying, talking in a review is to you as a viewer. I just don't think, I don't know what you think, but that's why I want to see your comments. But I'm going to say no. And especially being so stagnant, and of course mine has a little paint defect here on the 2 special figures that were supposed to be so, sought after or whatever. Then you have the Winch. Now the Winch does come with the other edition, so you're going to have, let's do this. Now this is my favorite helmet with him, my favorite outfit for Matt Trakker, and it looks phenomenal. Once this is on, I mean, this is awesome, man. I will be displaying it with this helmet all day long. This is great. Really is. I mean, and now the legs move out. Okay, they move out. Let me move this up real quick. Hold on, give me a second here. Let's do this. All right. So the legs move outwards, move back and forth. They're kind of like on a little ball joint. Knees are articulated. All right. The feet don't move left or right or anything. It's just the knees. The hands do not move left or right. There's no elbow joints. The arms do come out. A little ball socket there. They go back and forth and come out. You can see that in there. So the pins, they were showing little pins, almost like how G.I. Joe kind of Super 7. I've got one here. They were showing on all their renders, I think, these pins, like you see right here for this Wild Bill. you know. But that's been covered up with paint or filled in, which is cool. So this is a grape sculpt. This is a grape sculpt. Great sculpt. It looks good. Now he does have one open hand and one hand kind of doing his thing. There is a peg here. Whoops. There's a peg here, which I'll be putting him on when I display it. You know, once we get around to that. And then let me switch out the helmet. Now this is the longer helmet, what I was explaining earlier. In the first run of these figures, they had what were called short helmets, or just regular helmets, and then the longer helmets came along later. But they were for choking hazard reasons. They made them longer. So you can see here how they made the blast effects on the longer helmets. And this is not removable. So, and this is it's very pliable. But this one does fit nicely as well. Looks really good. Yeah, looks great. But I do love the short masks and this look here. So we'll go ahead and put him aside, put him next to the truck here. We'll get Sato out. Now, same thing with him. He has a short mask. I get these on the camera. They're just everything's so small. It's very tiny. I have really big hands. My fingers, yeah, they're fat and stubby, right? But I've got really big hands, dude. Like overall, and these are very, very, very tiny. Yeah, we can get, but they look fantastic. They did a really good job on these. Did a great job. So let's check him out with the short helmet. This one here's a little bit tighter, but that's how I'll have him displayed. And once I put these masks on, like I said, once I do once or twice, I won't take them off again. I'll leave them on. Same articulation. Legs go out and a little ball joint in the knees. Same for the arms. They go out, go around. Nothing at the elbows, nothing at the wrist, nothing at the ankles. The head does move, but that thing's on there tight. So this is what I was talking about. I didn't check this one. Maybe I should have checked this one, huh? Any paint scuffs at all? No. I don't see anything, so probably all right. But see, the mask just looks so large, but it still looks good. It's a great sculpt, and that's a great effect. I mean, that's what he does. You know, he hovers people and all this other stuff. But and if you know the name of that effect when he says it, comment below. Let me know. That'd be a good one. So he looks good. We'll put him aside because we're going to put him in the back of the little Rover there in a little while. But for now, we're going to go ahead and remove the figures. I'm going to get this winch in place where it goes so I can show it to you. We're going to break down this mobile defense unit, as most of you know and I know is Rhino. We're going to see if it's actually worth the money. As I said, again, you know, it's all perspective of what you want. As of right now, you know, just showing you these two right here and the gray missile, I would say for $50, I would say no. And, you know, it sucks because it's probably the only way you're going to be able to get these. Do I have a feeling they'll probably do a 2-pack of these down the road? I would hope so, like we had 2-packs when we were growing up as kids. We'll see. But for $50, I could have got a Thunderhawk, which I didn't buy. But I could have had an extra figure, man. So, all right, let me get this truck situated, and we'll get into that. All right, so we've gone over the figures. You know, not terrible, but a couple issues there on the Scott Trakker. The matte Trakker, his face, a little, you know, whatever. But here's the meat and the potatoes of the actual item, right? So, got the winch out here because I'm going to show you something on this here in a moment. And we're going to get right into the truck. Now, I think I stated earlier that my door on the driver's side here just will not stay shut. Now, both the figures do fit with their masks. Go ahead and put these instructions to the side. They do fit inside, as you'll be able to see here. I can get in here. Let's see. Yeah. You can see they're in there, and they fit well. I mean, they don't sit down perfectly, which is kind of understandable. You kind of have to, you know, place them in there the best you can. You can see, open the door. It's kind of just sitting in there, arms out straight. The reason why I do the arms out because I couldn't get the other side to close with the window the way Trakker was sitting inside. But I've got the smokestacks with the effects here. We'll go ahead and see if we can back this out. Get this back some. They look really good. The effects do. I personally like them. I'll probably leave those in on the display. But what we're going to do is, I didn't break into the instructions. Still in the bag. And I'm going to pull them out. But it does show both modes. But here's what I hate to be a downer, but stickers, right? I can't apply stickers, man. I suck at that. Always have as a child. I'm still a kid, pretty much. But it's tedious. I wish they already came on the vehicle. So I'll probably leave mine off because it's a really great thing. And I hate to put stickers on a, $200 truck. And then if they're crooked, you got to pull them off. You get that white peeling paper effect, and I don't want that to happen. So for now, I'll roll with no pun intended the way it is. But what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can remember how this thing goes. So first and foremost, let's check out the ejection seat. I haven't tried anything on this yet. I want to see how this works. So there's two buttons back here. I want to say this side is the ejection seat, and this should be the ram in the front. So we'll do the seat first. We'll see if the seat works. Here we go. Let's try it out. Yes, sir. Perfect. Kicked him right on out. So that right there, that works. That's cool. Pops back in. Let's make sure it still works. Give it a second try. I'll just place him on it like that. Woo! Oh yeah. Well, he went somewhere, so I'll have to get him in a minute. But all right, so we know the ejection seat works quite well actually. Now the ram. I did know this was the ram, so I was assuming this was the seat because when I first pulled out of the box, I hit this, and this thing, I believe this was what I hit. Yeah, I think I did. Let's check out the ram here. I'll get a good angle on this when we can see it. Oh yeah, there's some serious force behind this. Let's put little T-Bob up here. Sorry, T-Bob. Gotta try it out, man. All right. Yeah, that works great. So we'll leave that out. We'll go ahead and pull these smokestack effects out and move this back some. Start getting this thing into the mode. Now this right here, the radar antenna should flip around. If I remember correctly, this pulls away. Door flops down. This comes back. The smokestacks will pull out and down. So you'll have like the guns on the side. Come on. Yeah, we go. Perfect, man. Now they also have effects. Where are they? I've got these here. So I'm assuming, whoops, wrong way. Yeah, these just kind of pop right in. So you can see you have effects here. Looks great. Yeah. So the next question is going to be this rocket. We're going to have to see how this thing shoots off. So let's grab our missile here, our rocket, and Try to load it. All right, it's in, and it's going to be, there's a button here around the back that you just press down on. I'm going to try to see how this thing launches. Get this thing up and check it out. I'll make sure I put my hand out so in case it goes too far here. Oh, we lost that too. Back behind the table it went. But we'll stop the camera in a minute and I'll get all that stuff. But that shoots well. Command center is awesome. Let's see. Stickers. Yeah, stickers laid down and supplied. They're inside. Looks good. You see the ramp. And then this, the extra vehicle, you just pull up on, detaches, comes right off. And I'll tell you, it's so cool. I mean, it's like having the original. Now, I will tell you, too, the tires, they're supposed to be rubber, I thought. They're like a hard plastic. They're definitely not a rubber. If they are a rubber material, they're not pliable at all, which is fine with me. The mud flaps, yeah, you've got the shield that comes up, is supposed to be bulletproof. And then, of course, Sato, he goes inside there, which we'll throw him in there in a second. Real quick, before I pause it to go grab those figures that went everywhere, the two items, I want to show you the winch. So there's a turn knob on here, all right, and it's locked. You can't turn it left or right. So I don't remember how the one was on the vintage, but you pull this out like you would crown on like a watch, okay? You pull this out and then you turn it, okay? And you'll see the cog, you should be able to see it. It moves very slow. So as much as you rotate, the rotations on the little cog inside they don't match the revolutions, but it does release that rope. Again, you have to pull it out. Okay, and then there you go. It gets longer and longer and longer, so it's doing its job. And then if you try to, like I said, you push this back in, this is locked, so this will stay, how you have it. You just take this little crown here, pull it out, and then you can rotate it back. And it might close on you a couple times when you're rotating, but let's see if it'll wind back up here. It's wanting to. Yeah, it's getting shorter for sure. So that does work. Once you put it in the back of the small defense unit there, it's not going to work as well because you really can't pull this out. Because on the box they show it being in the back here. So if you put it back here, I guess you'd have to maybe stand it up if you can get it to fit. I don't want to jam it in there, but again, it does work if you do the crank a certain way. But there's a little extra vehicle. It's really cool. Mud flaps are a solid piece. If you move one side, they both move up and down. It's made of very nice, durable plastic. It's got some weight to it, as you can hear. It's got some heft. So let me pause this real quick, and I'll grab that figure and that rocket real quick. All right, so we were able to get the missile there, and able to get Bruce. He's ready to go. I'm going to put him in the vehicle here. The all-terrain. Some of his legs. We'll just go in. Have to bend his knees. Yeah, a little bit. But there you go. Fits in nice and easy. He's ready to go. He's ready to cause some havoc. And this will be cool here to change out actually his helmet. Let's see. This one's on there pretty tight. Overall, if I'm gonna start doing like a scale of 1 to 100, I would give this probably an 85 or an 87, somewhere in that range. Maybe even a 90. I guess the cost is kind of the point where it's like it sucks, But I mean, it is what it is. If you want it, I guess you got to spend the money for it. But it's a cool set. The features work fantastically. If that's even right. Fantastic. I don't know. But this thing shoots well. It's got some punch to it. The front ram, the grill, that is fantastic itself. That's a whole nother level there. The way that thing shoots. Go ahead and put it back into little truck mode. Move some of this out the way. See how easy it is just to pop all this back together. Alright. Alright. Put these back up. Make sure you guys can see this. Sorry about this. It's just a large piece, you know. Make sure you can see it. All right. And that's pretty much it. Keep the winch in the back there, but it's in truck mode. Again, I don't have the stickers, so you know that's kind of a bummer there, not having them on. Should I put them on? You know, maybe I should try. Maybe I should grow up, right? Try it. But I just hate to ruin the truck. Let's pull out the instructions here. Pull these instructions out. And these stickers also. We'll check these out real quick. Yeah, so overall, I'd say 87. I don't know, almost a 90, but just the cost. And there's two other figures. Now, if I'd have got the cheaper one for the $50 difference, you know, probably would feel better about it. Maybe even a higher grade. But I just think the T-Bob and the, you know, the Scott Trakker just are not worth the cost here. But as you can see, the stickers, it might be doable. I mean, they're really thin. It may be easy to put on. Maybe we'll give it a shot. So, won't back down from a challenge. Again, I love the old school black and white, you know, instructions. Looks great. Mobile defense unit, tractor rig. Conventional mode is A, and then B is the mobile defense unit action mode. What we got here first? Tells you how to do the stickers, where they go. All right. It does tell you about the figures themselves and the helmets. And there's multiple languages on here, so like I said earlier, I think it's going to be just across the board. Everybody will see one, you know, one box from the way it looks. Now, this did come assembled already. What it's talking about here for assembling the rear and putting on the antenna or the dish. Of course, it does tell you to bend the figures at the hips and the knees, open the door either side of the cab, how to place them inside. The bonus accessories, it does show you the smokestacks and of course the guns, or the smokestacks when they are guns, cool effects. You know, it's really great. I mean, of course, here it says the winch. It does show this sticking up, so I have that kind of sticking up. That's how I have it on mine. You can mess around with it and see how you like it. I'm trying to get it to do right. But as far as the seat, now it tells you here how to place the figure. You saw it work fine how I had it. I mean, he was just kind of sitting in there. He shot out. We put him in the sideways. He shot out. He shot out so far he went, you know, shooting out behind me. So, and then of course sliding it back, the launcher here. You have the missile, how to lower the exhaust pipes, and of course the all-terrain vehicle, how that pops up there, and then how to put it back together, the operation of it. You know, I mean, it's pretty basic stuff. I mean, it's not too much to it. It does tell you the parts that'll come off. You can see that there, pre-assembly, which, like I said, it already comes pre-assembled, so maybe this is in case something pops off when you're playing with it. But it does show T-Bob. All right, here it tells you his, you know, top rotates 360, which I told you how to get him into the robot mode versus the riding mode. His arms do pull out, push back in. So you can see him and Scott, they're off. That's not terrible. I mean, it's great. I mean, they did a great job. Congratulations to Little Subjects for putting out a decent product. Again, the box, the box is on a little thin side. The plastic inside is kind of, I don't know, it's kind of cheap, which is, I guess, not a huge deal. I mean, it's not like it's the end of the world, but it's just, it depends on what you want to spend. It depends on what your budget is and what you feel like you should spend on this. Now, do I think the stickers would make this look better? Probably, absolutely. Give it a little more, a little more life. This is a Kenworth. I can't remember the model. So if someone wants to comment below, let me know what they think it is, or what it actually is, so I can, know for the future when I do my reviews. Or I guess I could look it up and stop being so dependent. But I'm just trying to get some conversation moving here. But overall, yeah, once that's in place, it's got some weight to it. It's got some heft. The vac metal looks beautiful. Again, that thing there will probably hurt you, so be careful. It does look good in the front. Speaking of, get a good view of that. It looks great. I mean, the grill behind it, it just makes it look really nice. The lights, the horns, I mean, everything looks good. So they did a great job. I'm happy with it. Like I said, a little gripes, the door again opening. To me, I mean, that's, for the money, that shouldn't do that. But I let it slide because, I've been wanting this. I messed up because last year, I want to say it was Joe Fest, and it was the last day. Gentleman had one styrofoam in the box. The vac metal was all great, except for around right in this area here, you could start to see like silverish, like paint. But everything else was fantastic. He wanted 200, and I was like, all right, well, let me walk around. He's like, hey man, you want to throw me an offer? I'm willing to negotiate. And I was like, yeah, I'll come back. And I ended up talking to Ryan from Toy Federation for a few minutes, and then saw someone else, and I believe I talked to Pixel Dan right before he left, and then it's just everything was closing up. I didn't go back, so I kind of missed out on that. So for the same price, of course, that was a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago, right? Same price, but we got one now, so we're happy with it. I am anyways. I hope you like it. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you think it's like way overpriced, is that something that you won't even be looking at? Is that something you're like, nah, way too crazy? Like I said, remember, it's $174.99 with tariffs. But then I'm just giving it to you straight with the taxes and the shipping. I mean, you got to have all that. I'll put that on the peg later here. But just let me know your thoughts. I keep repeating myself, but it's a fun toy. It's something cool to play with. I think that the other vehicles are probably fantastic as well. I will pull the Condor down real quick. Another thing, too, with this, the figure... This looks just like it was when I was a kid. I mean, I remember it being identical to this. He doesn't fit too great in there. His legs seem to be a little bit long, but this is still cool. This changes really, really quick. Just the blades just pop down. They snap in. A little bonus footage here. Nothing to it. The wheel goes back up in here. This comes up. You see what I'm saying? Like he sits a little bit higher there, but all in all, I mean, it's just, And there are two effects with this. There's a smokestack that comes out of the back for the wheel, and then there's a piece that goes on the front right here for the little gun that's in there. So, there you go. That's pretty much the review. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope I wasn't too repetitive. Is it a Christmas miracle? Is it something that we're getting and right just in time for Christmas? If you like M.A.S.K and you want to have it, you better get it while you can. Because I got a feeling once this stuff goes, I don't know how many times they'll run this. That's always the thing. Do you hold out on the price? Because we've seen a lot of figures where you hold out for a while. You're able to get them cheaper down the road. I'm not sure once this sells out if they'll rerun it. They've already announced Wave 2, which you can check out Online, I think it's going to be Jackhammer. I think the Hurricane, and I don't have to look and see what else. But it's exciting. It's an exciting time for a M.A.S.K fan. And again, I think they did a great job. I'm interested to get that 40th anniversary, that black and gold, see how the quality compares to this. You know, there's slight differences here, and some like the color and the plastic, which is fine. I can't wait to get the basic one so I can check that out to see what difference really it is, other than I think the color of the missile launcher and the missile itself. And then, of course, T-Bob being the main attraction with his little buddy Scott Trakker there. So thanks everyone for coming along, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays if you celebrate, enjoy it, and I will see you all soon. Take care. Later.